So the first thing you have to do, just like in painting, if you follow my painting lessons that you've heard this before, you need to find a light source. So where's the light coming from? I'm just going to say it's coming from over here, something to that effect. So you make sure you even sketch in the arrow. You never know where you want it to come from. So if the light is right here, there's the sun. Now you have to think three-dimensionally. Is it shining behind it, hitting the back of it? Is it right on the side there? Is it more toward you? It just depends. But we'll say that this is going to be really light, so the shadow is going to be over here. So this is what you need to practice doing, to start shading in really lightly these different areas of shadow. Trying to make things three-dimensional. Now in later videos, I'll go into depth on how to shade, different techniques you can do, all these things. But at the beginning, I just kind of want to give an overall thing that you need to start thinking about and making things look realistic and determining light sources and things. And this is a very important foundation before you even begin painting, before you begin drawing. Always ask, where's the light source? How many light sources? Maybe there's another light source over here. So then the shadow's just down here. So I mean, there's so many different factors that you need to be aware of. And then you'll have a shadow like this. And then you have to think, what is it sitting on? Is it sitting on something flat? Is it, there's the background, something like that, a little off. But you get my point. Is it sitting on something like that? Does the shadow dip way down like this? Get more of a 3D look. There's many different things you have to think about. So I want you to just practice things like this. Start sketching everything in your house. Get used to the sketching lines. Get used to the really messy lines. And have fun with it. And just try different techniques. Start doing some cross-hatching. We'll get into that a lot later. But hopefully this helps you just understand how to sketch and knowing that it may not be perfect the first time you try it. But that's what erasers are there for. That's why you have this big canvas of paper. If this one didn't turn out well, okay, start over on this one. Try it again. Try it from a different angle. Try the light up here and then just, okay, where's the shadow going to be? Actually, well, maybe there's another light source here. Okay, so now what do? Just shadow it up here a little bit, depending on the shape of the ball. And maybe if you don't know the answer, get a round object and put two lights on each side in real life and see how does the shadow react. There's probably a shadow over here like this. There's going to be crossing shadows in real life. So like how does this work? This is going to be a really dark shadow where they cross, but there'll probably still be a light shadow over here and a light shadow on this side. So it just depends. I mean, you have to really think about this stuff and try it out and see how realistic you can make things. Just simple sketches like this, and start trying it with cubes. Rectangular objects, make them 3D, and get used to just doing these quick sketches. It doesn't have to be perfect. Get rid of the perfectionist mentality, and get into the training mode. Light's coming over here, that's going to be light, little shadow there, shadow, but this is going to be the darkest. Just things like this. Just play around and have fun with it, and see what you can come up with. And once you can do cubes and all these different objects, that's all nature is. This is just a big cylinder, And then how is the light hitting it? There's a light here, so there's going to be a big shadow coming this way, or whatever the case is. So play around, get used to the sketching lines. That's all I ask for you this week, and get the materials, and play around with everything, and have fun. Start sketching things in your house. Just get as far as you can. Just sketch things. And if it looks terrible in the end, don't worry about it. Don't stress over it. Do your best. And next week we're going to get into, all this stuff. Maybe it'll be shading or how to make things look more 3D using wireframes and, drawing it on there and visualizing it. But we'll get into that when the time comes. But for now, just play around with the sketching lines and see what you can come up with. Have fun. But anyway, I hope this video was helpful in any way, and stay tuned for next week, next Saturday,